o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm Rhys Wicks with 2NURFM Hunter News. Norsk Hydro today announced it will recycle contaminated waste from its Kurri Kurri smelter site, where it's reasonable and feasible to do so. It is also expected to announce plans to back away either partially or completely from its plan to bury about 350,000 tonnes of contaminated waste from its Kurri Kurri smelter site in a containment cell. A 46-year-old man has been charged with drug offences following a police raid on a Tanilba Bay home which allegedly housed sophisticated hydroponic cannabis setups. Port Stephens police raided the Monash Close home yesterday afternoon and allegedly found 23 plants inside black plastic tents within 2 bedrooms. The man was granted conditional bail and is set to appear before Raymond Terrace Local Court on September 28. Nutrition researchers from the University of Newcastle are calling upon typical Aussie blokes to get involved in a study looking into men's body size and shape. The study hopes to recruit 150 men aged 18 to 44 to volunteer for a series of physical measurements in the hope of learning more about male health. Researcher Angelica Quartella says the study has limited restrictions to those wishing to participate.
We're looking at men who do not have had any cosmetic surgery in the past, who do not suffer from claustrophobia, and do not have a thyroid condition, and they're not insulin-dependent diabetes. So if they don't have all of these 4 conditions, then they can take part to this study.
The RSPCA is set to launch a new campaign to encourage Hunter residents to consider animal adoption in response to many shelters now hitting capacity. The Give a Dog a Home campaign will let animal lovers adopt a pet for half price, including registration, microchipping, desexing and vaccinations. The campaign will run from September 4th to the 6th. Tourism funding in the Hunter is set to get a boost as applications open for round 2 of the Regional Visitor Economy Fund. The government-funded grant allows local businesses further develop their product on both a national and international level, with over $7 million available this year. Parliamentary Secretary for the Hunter, Scott MacDonald, says the goal of the grant is to increase overnight visitors to the region.
It's aimed at supporting those businesses who can put up a case to Destination New South Wales that you'll pull in some of those visitors that are moving into New South Wales, get them up and spending not just a day running up to the Hunter Valley and getting back to Sydney in the evening, but getting them staying another night so they enjoy those range of experiences.
Funding cuts to the Hunter's after-hours medical services has had an adverse effect on the region's emergency departments, with patient numbers spiking in recent months. In the past 3 months, 30,000 patients visited Hunter emergency departments with minor injuries such as sprains or cuts. Wallsend MP Sonia Hornery says funding cuts are saving money like intended.
What we're seeing now is a lot higher costs to emergency departments. So in fact, John Hunter is not saving money now, it's spending money on people that are reporting there to the hospital with minor injuries that could have gone to the Wallsend after hours medical service.
Humpback whales are heading down the coast for mating season and creating some spectacular sights for Hunter whale watchers while they're at it. The annual migration is underway and there's plenty of frolicking to see as pods head for warmer waters. Lawrence Orrell from the National Parks and Wildlife Service says it's particularly amazing to see because the species was nearly wiped out half a century ago.
In the early 1960s, the estimated numbers of whales off the east coast was probably as low as 500 individuals, and today it's estimated to be in excess of 20,000 humpbacks past the coast.
In finance, the All Ords is down 44 points at 50.72, and $1 Australian is buying 70.25 US cents.
Sport for our sponsor, Warners Bay Sports Club, Fishing Expo, September 13.
It's the grand final they never wanted this weekend as the Knights faced Penrith to avoid the wooden spoon. But caretaker coach Danny Badiris is confident the larger turnaround for this game will yield a better result than they saw against the Bulldogs. He believes the extra time to prepare will make all the difference.
Going into the Bulldogs game, we had a sort of 60% sort of session the day before, so that was tough. But the boys bounced up mentally, and there'll be no difference this week other than we'll have a couple of training sessions. So the boys will be right for the game mentally, but we'll get a bit more work and a bit more understanding of what we can do going into this game.
Meanwhile, Penrith's Garth Brennan has thrown his hat in the ring for the head coach position. He says a Panthers-style rebuild could remedy some long-term problems at the club. And Newcastle rower Laura Dunn has qualified for the A final at the World Championships in France. Her Australian lightweight women's quad sculls finished second to Germany and secured their place in the decider. That's sport. I'm Sally Spicer.
2 NURFM news time is 2:05.